Welcome back to Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists. This week on the show, you've seen them on stage and on screen, but where do they live? Well, chances are they live with each other. Today we're talking to actors who are also roommates.
North Hollywood, California, the home of many working actors with sometimes side jobs, sometimes side romances, and best friends. We get an inside look today.
We went on location to one of these actors' digs to find out what it's really like when four actors live together.
So take a deep breath, because these four actors are roommates. Let's listen in. I think it's going well.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think everything's. Is tonight? We're going to Wings. We're doing Wings tonight.
I think tonight is Wings.
Yeah, I think tonight is Wings.
Yeah, we're going to Barney's, right?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
do it still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so hard to schedule with all
Yeah.
of us because we're all in and out so much.
Well, I've got an improv rehearsal from 6 to 8, so I can come join you guys after
You want
that.
to come after?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to be getting there at 7:30, so that's a little awkward because I was hoping to. I have a self-tape due in the morning, so
Okay.
So you can't come any earlier, like.
Well, no, the rehearsal is from 6 to 8, so I'd have to show up after the rehearsal. So
Okay.
That's crazy.
Well, that's perfect because I can, I have this callback tomorrow. So
Okay,
I
here we
think
go.
between 6 and 8, sorry, I'm just talking out loud right now. I think between 6 and 8, I'll prep for that so that I can have time to go to Wings.
I think I'm a little confused because I work at Barney's and I'm there till 10. So I was going to just like come out and take my apron off and hang out. But if everyone's getting up early because they have stuff to do and they're going to be productive, I guess we're not raging.
No, I'm not going to get up early. I just have improv practice from 6 to 8. So I'm just doing a 2
So who's getting up early?
I'm getting up early because I have self-tape.
Okay, but
Well,
I have to.
I am getting up early because I have a callback. Yeah.
Okay, well, I have to shower in the morning before you leave. I don't have anything to go to, but when I work at Barney's in the morning, I have to wake up immediately and shower.
Okay, so what time do you think of showering?
I think I want to shower. You said you have to wake up at 8. What time are you leaving?
No. He gets off improv practice at 8.
So I have a 201 UCB practice group, and we practice from 6 to 8.
And your self-tape is due in the morning at
my
8
my self-tape is due at 7
a.m.?
a.m.
Well, I need to get in the
So
shower
why don't you
before
tape
then.
it today?
because I'm working all day.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And
At the golf club?
I'm at the golf club today. After this, I'm going straight to the golf club, and then I'm going to be at Barney's at 6.
I thought you were going to be at Barney's at 7:30.
You literally just said you're going to be there at 7:30.
Okay, well, I misspoke earlier, but I meant that I'll be there at 6.
You do night showers, right? You don't do a morning.
Yeah, I do night showers, but when I have a callback, I like to do them in the morning.
What's your callback for?
I don't even know if I can talk about it.
Wait,
Whoa,
come on,
what is it?
roomies. Come on.
Well, it's for a commercial.
That's amazing.
That's
That's so big.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
That's
Thank
so
you
big.
so much.
Union, non-union.
Sometimes you
no.
get so aggressive when people
Well,
get good things.
it hasn't said. Is it?
If it doesn't say it's non-union.
No, I mean, I'm sure it. I'm sure I could ask for it to be SAG.
When does it shoot?
November.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. What?
Thank
awesome.
you. Yeah, I'm super excited.
And does it have a buyout, or is it? What is it? What's the company?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really like it could be a Super Bowl. Like we aren't.
Oh,
We just
wow.
aren't sure. Like
Shooting
I
in November,
haven't.
that makes sense. That's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't read it. I haven't read
amazing.
I haven't read the. Yeah, I've just been focusing on the script, so I haven't looked at like the details
What's the
really.
script like?
Well, the script is so I play this woman, and
That's
she
amazing.
thank you, and she just got out of Carl's Jr. and she's holding this big burger, and she said, "Well, I think I'd like to have this burger now."
That sounds union. That sounds like a union commercial.
It also sounds like So You.
It also
That's
sounds like
exactly
Super
your
Bowl.
type.
That's so
It sounds like
you.
a literal
I think-
Super Bowl spot.
And they were really looking for someone with like improv chops.
Yeah.
And
Your type is someone who's about to eat a burger, too.
yeah.
That's so.
Well, I
fucking
signed up
good.
for
Yeah.
UCB
What do you mean
because of
by
you.
that?
You just, like, when I see you, I'm like, this girl's about to get a burger.
That's interesting because I think I normally like go out for like cheerleader. Like I feel like my typecast is like beautiful woman.
I feel like you're only saying that about Miranda because her bed's in the kitchen.
And she's closest to the kitchen.
No, I'm saying that because I grew up with a lot of, like, beautiful women who love to fucking eat.
No, I think
And-
it's because her bed's in the
okay,
kitchen.
yeah.
No, I don't think it's because her bed's in the kitchen. I don't think you know what my brain is.
I
up
think
to.
I think it's because a lot of the times because my bed's in the kitchen, I have to pass you guys your midnight snacks.
That is true.
You are
And you're
so-
really good at that. Thank you for passing us our midnight
Your
snacks.
cot does cover the fridge when you put it out.
Yeah. So should we talk about how there's only
Let's
one
talk about the
room?
layout of our house.
Let's introduce ourselves first.
Say what
I think
room
we
you stay
started.
in.
We brought our drama to the front, which is probably something we shouldn't do.
No,
sorry,
yeah,
we
we're roommate.
never-
We're strong. We're roommates.
I'm sorry.
strong.
I just have to say, for anyone listening to this, we never are in the same place at one time, so it is crazy, and we did have to deal with some scheduling because we're all so
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
But you're right. We should get back. to like
We were gonna
presentational-
use this podcast as kind of a house meeting excuse, but now we should just get to the podcast.
But
part
I
of it.
would like to get to some stuff that we haven't been able to talk about that's only been on the group text, and we'll get to that
Yeah.
later.
Sure, we
Okay,
can get to
great.
that. But
And-
right now,
if
like,
people could respond to the group text a little more, I think we wouldn't really have to do this.
Yeah, no. Well,
Sure.
well, I try to respond. I mean, like I'm giving reactions here and there. You know.
Yeah. Well, I lost
So-
my phone, so
a reaction is not a response.
It is.
no, it literally
Well,
is.
because
It is.
sometimes we say, "What time are you coming home?" and you thumbs up it,
Well,
and
that makes
sometimes it
sense
just
to me.
feels like you're trying to drive us crazy.
No, for sure.
It's not
like-
on purpose. It's just a thumbs up. I don't know. It means what time am I gonna be home? It's good, guys. It's good. I'm all right.
Okay,
She
I-
said
I
last
never
night. She said,
interpreted it that
"What
way.
do you want me to get you from the cot? Because I'm in front of the fridge." And you emphasized it.
Yeah, I was pumped that she was
Because
getting
you
me something.
because you kept shouting, "I'm hungry." So I didn't want to be confrontational because if I said out loud, "What do you want?" it was going to come out very angry.
And I hate
don't want to bring that
confrontation, too.
energy into my
Ignore
combat.
business. Let's talk about who we are to somebody else.
Yes.
No, we'll talk about our stuff later.
Okay.
So this is Casa de Bookers. That's what we call the house.
Say our Wi-Fi.
Casa de Bookers -2G is what our house is. Is our Wi-Fi and our password
is booked and blessed.
Absolutely. 1, 2, 3. So that's who we are. We live in North Hollywood. We live
Yeah.
on Glum Street, and we love it over there. We live really close to the Fat Dog. We love that place. We go there for drinks
Yeah.
all the time.
We
go-
love drinking at Fat Dog.
And-
Except when we go to Barney's Beanery in WeHo.
Yeah.
exactly for you. Just
And
to
it's
hang
honestly
out
it's so convenient because this is one of the few bars we've heard of, and so we have
Yeah.
to go.
We
from North
love
Fat
going
Hollywood.
Dog
to
and then
Barney's.
Barney's Beanery. It's such okay. If you guys haven't been to Barney's Beanery, it's this cute little kind of hole in the wall place. It's so great. They have so many options.
It's like
there.
kind of like a sports bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it
It
feels
is.
like in those old sitcoms
Yes.
with those laugh
Yeah.
tracks,
Yes.
those
Yes.
shows. Yeah.
And it's great. I just learned something that there's actually a Barney's Beanery much closer to us at the Burbank Mall. But we always choose to go to the one in West
well,
Hollywood.
let's name all the bars in LA we know.
Okay, well we've heard of Barney's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I just
now
found
there's
out about the
two.
Burbank one,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
now
there's
there's
two
two
Barneys.
Barneys.
Okay, and
Fat
then
Dog.
Fat Dog and Davy Wayne's.
Davey
Davey
Wayne.
Waynes.
That's it.
Davy Wayne's.
I heard this crazy place. Somebody was telling me in my acting class. It's called Residuals, and they used to do this thing where you can bring in your residuals and they'll put it on the wall. And if it's under $1, then they'll give you a drink for free.
Whoa.
No way.
Like how cool would that have been to go to?
That's
I would
That would've
love.
been
I would
amazing.
love to have had a bar like that when I end up eventually get residuals.
I know.
Yeah,
I,
once
That's-
I
I
start
feel
getting
like that too.
residuals,
I
feel like once I
it'll
start,
be
that'd
really
be
good.
fun.
Once I start getting residuals, I bet I'll be sad that place doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
once we start.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Yeah. But let's introduce ourselves, then name all the bars we know.
Well, we have to name all the bars, and we also have to give the layout of our house.
Yeah. So let's start with the kitchen.
Okay, so
No, let's start with our names.
But yes.
Okay, but
Your
she was
name.
pointing at me. So I am.
Okay.
My name is Lila, and I live in the kitchen. I have the cot that's sort of. It's just over there. Well, I guess the camera you can't see it, but maybe if we get that angle at some point, if we get coverage of the kitchen, it'll look like that.
Well, we might just be breaking the line if we do that. You know, we'd be breaking the line.
Oh, the 180 rule.
It
Yeah,
would be
the
called.
one-
It would be called an
Yeah.
insert.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe if we end up getting an insert shot of the kitchen, you'll see So my cot, it's a twin XL, and it is right in front of the fridge, and the long part of it faces the counter. And I sort of view the microwave as kind of a window, which is amazing because we don't have
That
any
is
windows.
amazing. That's amazing that you view that way. You're so imaginative.
I think it is amazing because we don't have any windows in our house. So, which
But
like,
you have such a kooky brain. Tell them you draw really well.
well, I would say I'm primarily an actor. But I am also a very talented artist, and I'd say that one art also informs the other, you know? Like
Do you
sometimes
want to plug your Instagram?
You should plug
Your art
it.
Instagram?
it's called Lila Paints.
It's so
So it's like dark, which I think is really cool. Like you
Yeah, I
paint
sort
really
of
dark
paint
stuff.
like, and it's like, so I'm really like, I'm kind of such a nerd for like horror props, and so I like paint a lot of like when, you know, like a kid is being possessed by a ghost and they paint those fucked up looking pictures. So that's where I draw a lot of my inspiration from. And they are available to buy if you
Yeah.
DM
They're like
me.
super cheap too. They're like $1,200, $1,300.
Yeah.
And Lila, I want to congratulate you because I just looked at your Instagram and I noticed that you finally got out of the negative follower count.
I've been trying to get out of that hole for a while. It's like
Well, I think
not a
it was
lot
that-
of people know that you can be unfollowed so many times on Instagram that it actually
account,
you actually get a negative body count.
It's like a new thing.
Yeah, it's like Jeopardy rules. But we're
Yeah.
back in the red. No, we're back in the black.
Black,
We were
yeah.
in the red before. Now we're in the black. And I'm really excited about the art. I think I'm gonna get a sale soon, but I think overall I'm very close to booking a lot of work and a lot of irons are in the fire.
Well, this
right now, so I'm
callback
really
could
excited.
be huge.
This could be huge.
So just to go over it again, you're a woman outside Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
and you say, I'm going to eat this Whopper.
No, I
No.
say, I think I'm going to eat this burger now.
I think I'm going to eat this burger. I'm so excited for you.
That's your only line?
Yeah, and
I'm
well,
so excited for you.
yeah, it is. And thank you so much. And just fingers crossed that I get it. But I have a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get it.
I think it's
Like,
really good.
I think you have to get it.
Well,
Thank
you got
you.
so close to that SeaWorld commercial.
I got so close to that SeaWorld commercial, which was crazy. It was a non-union SeaWorld commercial that
God,
was
that's-
only
and
going
that's
to play in
awesome.
San Diego.
Well, we call
Yeah.
you the Avail King in our apartment.
Avail King, that's me. Guys, I'm Spencer Wave. I'm an actor, but I've recently got into comedy, and I find it so fun. There's this crazy thing, and I don't know if you guys have heard about this. It's called improv, and it's really fun. I know you guys have heard about improv,
Okay.
but for me to give it to other people, I'm just saying there's this thing out here, and it's so raw, and it's so real, and it's so expressive. I've been told I should do stand up all my life, so I'm kind of getting into comedy, taking classes. I'm always in an acting class, but now I'm also always in an improv class, and I'm always doing stand up. So I get Avail all the time for non-union commercials and non-union short films, and they never hire me. But one day I think.
I mean, it just seems like the stand-up thing seems like it's taking off, though.
Oh yeah, no.
Like I went to your class show
At the Federal.
at the Federal, yeah. It's
well,
just
that's fun because
real
the
life.
Federal is another bar we know.
Oh, right. Put it on the
we
list.
can add that to
Wait,
one
we
of
can add
our
it to our list.
Barney's number 2.
two.
Residuals. Davey
Well, we've
Waves.
only heard of residuals. We don't know it yet.
We don't know it exists. Wait, we should list all the bars we've heard of.
Oh, only in L.A.
There's one at the top of the W that my cousin wanted me to go to once.
I love. Yeah.
Okay, introduce yourself.
My name is Connor Michael Patrick. I am an actor. I moved out here from Orange County by myself with nothing but a bag and a dream. And
And Orange County is like an hour south.
it's an hour south.
Yeah.
And I had to move here completely on my own. I didn't get support. I didn't get hope. I didn't get help. Like, I didn't at all. Like, but in my
But you still get to go see your parents all the time, which is cool.
yeah.
yeah, I have to see them, but it's really hard for me because
Right, because you're different.
Yeah, because I'm different. They don't understand me, and I have to go in and I have to tell them what I'm doing, and they don't get it. And that's like, and I like working with you guys. Like I love living with you guys.
No, it's great. It's like a creative, artistic,
den.
beautiful place.
Yeah, it's like really nice because we know what it's like out there. Like in the Casa de Booking, absolutely the Casa de Bookers. In the Casa de Bookers, like we know what the journey is, and like we know that we can be there for each other. But when I go back to my mom, they're always just like, what are you doing with that allowance we've sent you? What are you doing? Like, what is this? And I'm like, I'm getting headshots. I'm, taking classes. I'm doing a stage combat class.
It's so nice that you're on your own like that.
It is. It's really nice.
Really brave.
I am pursuing theater. I'm pursuing theater in Los Angeles. And I'm a theater actor. And I want to be on stage. And I love the world of being on stage. I was in every musical in high school. I played every single uncle that was in any show.
Wow.
And it was really, really fun.
Yeah.
I also played, I was the lead of the Drowsy Chaperone, the guy that runs around the whole time and doesn't say a single word.
You did really well on your open call when you went in for the open call for the Theatricum Botanicum, right? Didn't they tell you you have good promise?
In Topanga Canyon, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I went in there.
They said you have good promise.
Which is
They
it's
did you, like,
great
really
acting.
good
they
promise.
give you a form at the end after you audition, and it's either good promise, bad promise, undisclosed promise.
I hate
And-
when they don't disclose it.
No,
because they're keeping it a secret.
And they have
They
the option.
withhold.
They have the option. The Theatricum Botanicum is a theater in Topanga Canyon. It's a beautiful place where they do Shakespeare. It's a very interesting place, and I auditioned. Shakespeare's stuff is full of uncles, and I would love to play them.
I feel like it's one of very few places that you could get employed here. I feel like there's like that and like the Geffen and like what else? Like
Well-
it feels
well,
it's like
Hollywood Fringe, it would be huge.
Hollywood
for you.
Fringe is great, and I would love to get involved in Hollywood Fringe. I would love for someone to. I've been auditioning for the Hollywood Fringe for a while, and I found out this year that actually it's independent shows that get picked
Yeah.
to be the Hollywood Fringe. But
Yeah.
I
you've
was-
been auditioning just for
so
Hollywood.
I was
So
just-
you've been emailing.
And what that ended up becoming was a volunteer position for taking tickets.
And you sent in a
But that's
headshot
awesome,
and
Bill.
a resume.
But I met so many people. I met.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus volunteered for the Hollywood Fringe.
Yeah, I heard that. And I met, get this, giving tickets out, I met Joe Mantegna.
Who's that?
He's a much older actor. And it was really
Well, come on.
awesome.
What's your name?
You know my freaking name.
I
Hey
know.
guys.
They don't. We're doing that for them. 'cause
You're right.
They,
You're right.
they don't.
You're right. Hey guys, I'm Bruce. It's just like this fun nickname I got in high school. My real name, my real name is Cynthia, but people call me Bruce. I am a girl of many jobs. You could say I have 18 survival jobs. I do a lot. I work at Barney's. I work at the Apple Store. I work at Sephora. I have 3 people who I'm their personal assistant. Sometimes I get to auditions, but I usually don't get that many. But I'm really just like trusting the process, trusting the city, and trusting the universe.
I just think it's so impressive that you are able to work at 3 different places at the Americana at the same time.
Yeah. So we call those Americaners.
Yeah.
And there's
Not to be confused with my name, Connor.
No. That's so silly. There's like many Americaners, and they usually only have like they either work at like the movie theater and the anthropology or something. But I am one of the few that has 3 of them. So I'm running
Yeah.
around, and I mean I'm an Americaner plus, which means I work at the Grove. So I have another little job at the Grove where I work for that
That's what
car
makes you
wash.
plus. You
that
work on a
car
completely
wash,
different wall.
when you park your car
On the second floor.
Yeah,
Oh,
on the
yeah.
second floor. So I just it's important to me to like always make sure I'm busy and always make sure I'm somewhere, and I have a problem saying no, and I love just like being in our city.
Bruce, can I tell you something I'm proud of?
Please, Spence.
I'm proud of, because you said 18 day jobs, and that makes me emotional because you used to have 19. And it's amazing to me that you said no to that
Yeah.
one job, which we all know which job you quit. It's the job where you would repair telephone wires.
Uh-huh.
And
We're so happy we could talk you out of that.
We're
'cause
really happy.
that job was so dangerous as an actor too.
It's
And it
like
was
your
so
your
scary.
instrument. You could electrocute your
Guys.
instrument.
Yeah.
Casa Bookers really helped me through that because I wanted to do that job so badly because I just needed it and I needed to work there. But you guys saw me and you guys, you're like, your hands are filthy. Your hands are your instrument. And they were
Yeah.
coming back completely covered in soot.
It's just like, as a friend, it's really hard to see my friends' hands be so dirty and gross like that.
Yeah.
Like,
It was
I
hard.
just like hate seeing you do that to yourself.
Usually
yeah,
hard.
and it was
You weren't
like,
focused on the art. You were kind of focused on the wires.
The
Yeah.
drawing you did.
Oh,
Of
the
her
drawing.
dirty hands.
Yeah,
That
it
was
it still makes me cry to think about.
I mean, it was a wake up call, and that's what I think is so important about. I mean, they should make a show about like friends who are living together.
They
Like,
should.
That's
They
what
should.
I keep saying.
Yeah, we gotta
Why-
write this
we
show.
have to write
Like,
this
a
web
bunch of
series.
friends who
We
are
have
trying
to
to,
write
like,
this web series
figure it out.
right
No,
now.
and
have
I think
to do
it
this.
could even be like even shorter than a web series. It can be like a TikTok or something.
Yeah, we
Like,
should
it
do a
just-
TikTok
or like
series.
a
We should write a
Snapchat
TikTok.
series or
Yeah.
something. I just feel like the fact that you guys are my chosen family. Like you guys call me out. Like it all started when I started assisting for that city planner.
Yeah.
Who was such a mess. He was a dirty,
He
dirty.
had no
hoarder.
idea how to plan a city.
And that's where I like met the telephone people, and I started working for the telephone wires, and then that's when, and it's just like it became a mess. It became an absolute mess. And I really give it up to Casa La Bookers for really just like pulling me through. And now I'm at 18, and hopefully the goal is by the end of this year to have 16 survival jobs. Because
my
financially, I can do it. Financially, I'm fine.
You're the richest
like,
friend.
You
You're
actually
my
have
richest
so much
friend.
more money
So
than we do.
The idea that
could buy a home.
can't stop getting these and won't give them up is just like my own neuroses.
Yeah, like you
literally,
don't have
yeah.
to live in the bathroom. Like you don't have to. You have the money to like move
you're
out.
a job hoarder.
Yeah, I think I am. I think I'm scared to really be an actor. But
And let's sit in that. Let's everyone
Let's
sit
sit
in
in
that for a
that, yeah.
second.
I mean, I'm literally sleeping next to the toilet.
Yeah.
It's I don't need to. I can have my own home at this point. But yeah. I love you guys and I love our life. I love our life.
Yeah.
Even I mean, we are not even sometimes walls aren't even separating us. Sometimes it's just curtains between Spence.
Yeah. Well, we've got a great curtain dividing our room. I'm in the fire pit, and then you kind of close the fire pit, and that's my room. That's my little den, basically.
Absolutely.
And you have the full room.
And I have the full room. I have the room because I need the space. Because I have certain rituals that I do, and I have certain things that I
Yeah,
need to
well,
do.
you do yoga, and
I
so
do yoga, and
we wanted to be considerate about
I do-
that.
I do-
No,
I
you're a
do,
yogi.
I do the wahoo breathing.
Do a little bit of wahoo. Wow, that's good.
So incredible.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna do any more because my ritual is not your entertainment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I get it,
Right,
and I
it's
did
so
want-
personal.
Well, I actually have a great question because I think they'll be really interested in knowing this. What are the creative projects that we're working on right now?
Oh my gosh! Because Casa de Bookers is so full of energy, and we all have jobs and things we're doing, and like stuff that we're doing to get ourselves out there in this wacky town of Hollywood.
No,
So
it's so crazy.
Yeah.
I have a Depop of aprons that I've been working on. Where right now I have so many aprons on my Depop. If you're listening to this, please find it. It's at Apron Junkie 24. I just love to collect them, and I love finding vintage ones.
Yeah.
Finding like rugged ones and like painting them. So I really enjoy that, and I'm really thankful to have that side project.
Yeah. That's such a good artistic side project.
Yeah.
I'm currently trying to figure out how to film my stand-up sets and upload it on Instagram.
Yeah.
I've been watching a ton of people do that, and they get so many views, and I think my stuff is up for it.
it's
you know?
really good, and we've been working on your heckler work in the
Yeah.
house. Like we've been pretending to be
You guys have
hecklers
been
for you.
great, and it's been hard, but it's been
Yeah.
good for
Yeah.
me to like take that in and learn what a heckler is. So
But it's been good, like as an acting exercise for us personally,
to
because
play a heckler.
To
yeah.
play heckler, yeah, because I don't usually get typecast as hecklers. I get typecast as beautiful women. So I don't get the opportunity
Yeah.
to like really like dig into like what would a disgusting person at a comedy show
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also really fun that we're like expanding it because, I mean, for me as an actor, I need to work on listening.
Yeah.
So I'm not even I don't do comedy. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But when people like I need to be better at listening, so I've asked you guys to heckle me too, so I can go like I can really hear what
Yeah.
you say.
We've kind of made a rule we all heckle each other now, just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
just a
fun
little
way.
bit.
And like some people, like to the naked ear, it might sound like we're having a fight. but we're not. We're
Yeah.
heckling
We're
each
heckling
other.
each
This
other
is art.
to learn.
This
We're
is a
all
craft.
playing hecklers
It's
to
a
heckle each
workshop.
other. Yeah.
Absolutely. My personal project I'm really excited about. I have been asked to join a group of actors who put on different Shakespeare plays in different bars, but they do it while they're on ketamine. It's called The K's the Thing.
Oh my
and
gosh.
It is really fun.
This is going to be great for us because you're going to learn so many new bars.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
We
went
have to find out about new
We
bars.
did one. Well, I'm realizing there's a lot of places we've gone that I don't remember because I show up on ketamine. We did one. We did one at a bar that was really fun. Have you guys heard of this bar? I think it's called,
What's it called?
The Surly Goat. It's a really
Wait, what a
It's a
quirky name for a bar.
That's got to be.
It's
that's,
called the Surly Goat.
called The Surly Goat.
That's so
It's almost
fun.
as quirky as me being the name Bruce.
That's
yeah.
really
It's
interesting.
about the same
Yeah.
level of quirkiness as that.
Yeah, I threw up in front of it. It was really fun.
So I want to ask about. So I don't know like how real we can be on this.
I'm interested in
I'm-
being
and I've
real.
always
I'm an actor.
been-
I'm ready to
yeah.
go.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. And I just I want to talk to you about the members of this theater company because
Yeah.
I've hung out with them a couple times. You guys have come to Barney's.
Yeah.
I think some of them are like a little old.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
they
I
all
think-
graduated Chapman the year 2000.
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes maybe they're like maybe not the best influence on you.
No.
I hear this feedback. I totally hear this feedback, and
It's not coming from me.
okay.
I couldn't confront
I
you.
also hear the feedback.
I hear what they're saying.
Okay.
And I think we're good.
If I could
Okay, well, I mean, like, first she's drawing my dirty hands. Second, she's going to draw your ketamine vomit because, I mean, like, you're just not well.
well, I'm
sometimes.
still workshopping that. That one isn't ready to show.
Sure, and maybe I shouldn't have disclosed that, but,
But
I just want to say that, like,
yeah.
it's just like it's a really hardcore hobby. It's a really
Well,
hardcore
here's
hobby.
what I will say. Like, ketamine is being advertised on Instagram to me. You know what I mean? Like, ketamine is
Yeah.
all over the place. Ketamine is so casual now. It's fun. It's fine. It's hip. It's hot.
And
so
I know it helps you with your OCD.
it
I
helps
know.
me with my OCD, which, as you guys know, is like so different of me. to
Yeah.
have.
Well, I thought it was really
Yeah.
interesting because you just recently found out you have OCD.
Yeah.
You've been looking online and you've been watching these videos and you realize that
Yeah.
you have OCD.
I
because-
finally found the right video that validated my OCD.
Yeah, because and now we have to respect the fact that you can't make your bed because you have OCD about your bed being made.
Exactly.
And so, like, we have to respect, and now we do respect that because I know
Exactly.
that was like
And, like, the
not a
dishes,
fight, but a
too.
concern
Yeah.
that we were heckling about. And so, like, to understand that it comes from mental illness.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
And
like we all
It's like the
understand a little
dishes,
bit
the
more.
garbage. It's like you don't.
Yeah.
It's because of your OCD you will not do those things, and so we kind of have to leave it alone and not touch it.
Exactly.
That's a no heckle zone. You know?
Exactly. So
Yeah, like my no, go ahead.
no, it's okay. I just have this thing where if I'm spoken to or about, I have to speak. It's part of my OCD, I think.
That's I've heard. I saw this video on TikTok while I was trying to look up instructions of how to upload TikToks. They said that was a thing about.
What
the
did it? How
OCD.
do you do it?
I cannot figure it out.
Yeah, it's so like I would love to get into social
Yeah,
media.
it's so hard because you have to learn how to do so many things. You have to learn how to film.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to edit. You have to learn how to post. You have to learn how to do captions. You have to learn so
No,
many
it
things.
is
And you
a
have to learn
lot.
music.
You have to learn music.
You should learn
That-
like songs and stuff.
Yeah, because like that's the thing. It's like I don't understand how people are doing the lip syncing and then also doing the video.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a fucked
It's
up
hard to
system,
figure out.
You know?
Yeah, I think-
it's fucked
yeah.
up.
Anyway, I think
Anyways.
what's been going on with you is crazy. I think what's a huge thing in our house that's like a part of our age that should be a part of the show is realizing when you have illnesses, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Realizing that
Totally.
is crazy.
It's really big. And my friends that I do the K's the thing with really helped me figure that out. I mean, you say they're bad, but all of them.
I didn't say they were bad. I said they were old.
Okay. Very, very clear distinction. I would say that, you know, they know what they're talking about. They've been here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They worked on Politically Correct with Bill Maher. They worked as gaffers. So they have been here.
Yeah.
They know what
Yeah.
this place is
And
like.
that's a huge credit.
Yeah, exactly. So like I would never knock them, and like you have to be careful with the city. Like one of the big things I learned about the city is that it's sometimes not what you do, but it's who you know. And I want to know people.
So true.
You know,
So true.
You know, one of my favorite things I like to do is I like to to study people. And maybe this is just me.
Wow.
I like to people watch.
Is that your OCD?
Wow.
It might be my OCD. It compels me to watch people.
Yeah.
And what I do is
Maybe it's your depression.
You know what I like to do? I like to people watch. I go to a Barnes & Noble and I people watch in the self-help section.
Barnes and Noble, is that a bar?
That is so
Barnes and
twisted.
Noble.
Oh.
I love it.
Because I'm like, these people need help. And so I watch
Wow.
them in the self-help section.
That's actually brave of you to do because you're watching people like in a vulnerable moment. Like you're trying to honor them through art. And I
I'm
think that
studying the ever-living F out of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because then I can take that in. Because I don't know about you guys. Do you guys have a character approach to acting, or do you have like an internal approach to acting? Like, are you being someone else in your acting, or are you guys like trying to be yourself?
I'm completely method for sure. I think
awesome.
I have to really feel it. I mean, last time I acted was in high school, but I mean, I'm for little auditions.
But
I've
you're an
gotten.
actor.
Yeah, but I'm an actor.
And the thing is also you get every once in a while I get an audition and it's crazy because you'll go full method for the audition and the house will change. It'll change.
Yeah.
Bruce
But I mean,
isn't
it
there
does really
anymore.
change when one of us goes method.
no, for sure, because I mean, you have a crazy process.
Yeah, well, I have to eat certain foods that get me into the method of what character I do. I have to make certain noises that like maybe you guys haven't heard before. They're different kinds of noises that aren't like usually done by humans, like, but that's because I'm entering into an animalistic approach. I have to find the animal that character would be, and then I become that animal for 2 hours. And then I come out the other side.
Can you do that new noise you've been doing lately?
That is one of those noises that we were like, a human can't do that.
This is a super personal one that I've been working on for a JCPenney commercial. But it's
Super personal.
super personal. I might cry doing it.
We're here for you.
And that's to get me into the spirit of this woman because she's beautiful.
Yeah,
and
what
she,
animal is that?
I don't even need to know. I don't even need to
No
know.
human could ever make
No
that noise.
human.
No human.
I hear
could
that and I
ever
go,
make-
that cannot be a human.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do, and that's how I,
I
know
thought
that
we
it's
had
working.
a ghost in our kitchen. That's how believable and unhuman.
Yeah,
it was.
well, I've learned everything from if you guys don't, and this is to the listener, like if you ever have the chance to study with Paul Muir, you have to study with Paul
You've been talking
Muir.
about him forever.
Because he's just so smart. He's just so tapped in. And like the classes are expensive, but they're so worth it because he leads you to these methods that like he's a genius.
Yeah.
And it's like acting is an investment.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like most people say, you know, your rent should be a quarter of your income or whatever. But I believe as an actor, like if you're not spending 75% of your income on classes, like
are
I'm
you
sorry,
doing?
like
Yeah.
why did you even move here?
What are you doing?
Let's talk classes because classes are
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
important and so big, and we always come together and we like to tell each other what we learn in classes.
Yeah.
My friends on the Case the Thing have introduced me to this woman in Montecito Heights named Deborah Zump, and she is so interesting and she's teaching me so much. All the classes are outside. It's just me and her, and they're at 2 p.m. And she only teaches class in the summer because it has to be hot.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
it's all about surprise. And so a lot of the time she just I have to stand there and she comes and she surprises me with things and I have to have a monologue memorized and I don't know when she's going to ask for it.
Wow.
But before
That's
then,
exhilarating.
she's throwing stuff on me. She's pushing me. She's putting an ant on my finger. Like she's doing all this crazy stuff.
She puts
She's
a little
putting an
ant on your finger.
Guys, she put an ant on my finger.
She's
And
That's
how did you not notice that she was doing that?
I honestly really did.
How did she carry it?
She carried it like this. She
She held
all
it on
like
its
this.
side?
Right side up? Like she squeezed it?
She carried it.
She squeezed its body lightly.
She carried it butt to head.
Shut
arms,
up.
arms
way.
wiggling, looking for grasp, looking for something to hold on to. It landed on my finger. I about fainted. But
Was it the heat?
it was the heat. The ant I couldn't feel.
Yeah.
Unrelated to the ant, I fainted almost. But
That's crazy.
and then I
That's
had to do my
insane.
monologue. This monologue that she picked for me to do from it was from Hamlet. It was To Be or Not to Be.
Oh my god.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, I don't have any time for classes because
Right.
I'm always working.
Yeah.
But If you guys haven't done this, I highly suggest listening to the podcast Smartless.
No way.
No
I haven't
way.
heard
I've
of that.
actually heard
What?
of this.
I've lightly heard. I think one of my comedy friends mentioned it.
I am
Yeah.
learning.
Is that an acting podcast?
It's everything. Everything. I am learning
Really?
so much. They bring on a lot of actors. They bring on people and they talk about their process. And I am learning so much. I highly recommend the Kristen Bell episode. Blew my mind. She talked about Frozen. Really blew my mind.
Wow.
That's so
That
cool.
changes everything. Can I be vulnerable for a minute?
Yeah.
I would love for that.
That
Well,
would be great.
I just have to blow my nose.
Okay.
As you guys know, allergies are something I really struggle with. Like
Yeah.
that's a no heckle zone.
Yeah.
So I'm just
No
gonna.
heckle
and we
zone.
won't.
I'm just
we won't
really
heckle you
quickly-
about your allergies.
Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
While you're there, will you switch my laundry?
Yeah. Which one's yours?
The load of aprons.
Oh, but can you not take out the clothes from the dryer? Because those are mine.
Okay, so I'll take the aprons out of the wash and I'll load them into the dryer with your stuff.
No, don't take anything out of the dryer.
Okay, but so I'm just taking your wash. I'll just take your wash out and I'll hang it over my bed.
Oh, yeah, will you do that?
Yeah.
I guess this might be a good time. Can people stop lighting fires in the fireplace? That's my bed now. And so I just need everybody to just kind of like not do that.
That's actually not a good time because that is not what we're talking
okay.
about.
No, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought,
So-
we're going to get to like to-dos and
Yeah.
group text
No, sorry.
stuff a lot later.
I won't receive that. So you can talk about that later if you
Okay.
want.
Well, what I was going to say, I'm taking UCB and I'm also taking stand-up and I'm taking a bunch of acting classes and a commercial acting class. But UCB is so interesting right now. I cannot figure out improv. It's an amazing thing. But I think I'm approaching it from like a more dramatic actor place because what they're
Yeah,
looking for
that's
is funny,
really
but all I
crazy.
can bring is real. I can
no,
only
comedy
bring
is like
myself.
really like
Hard.
intense.
Yeah.
I consider comedy the bastard stepchild of theater. I really think that it needs to commit. And I think a lot of comedians don't understand that what they're doing is basically pissing on, Christopher Marlowe's grave. They're pissing on William Shakespeare. They're pissing on Arthur Miller.
What would
Did
you?
you see
what
that
do you
pic? Sorry.
oh, so no, go ahead.
Did you see that picture of Christopher Marlowe that resurfaced and he kind of looks like Harry Styles?
We have to.
Sorry, what were you
I
saying?
have not seen that. I
Thanks-
have to see that.
Thank you for letting me say that vital piece of information.
No, and I'm so glad you heard that because I really want to see that. Please show me after.
Can-
or
print-
better yet,
can
could
you print that out
put
for
the-
me?
We don't have a printer.
It's literally right there in frame.
It's in frame.
You did know we have a printer?
Literally.
It's because
right
I'm
there.
always working.
Oh.
It's so good for printing sides.
Yeah.
Like it's so good for printing,
if I
especially
ever get an
callback
audition,
sides.
yeah.
We do need to replace the black because all the sides are printing out magenta. Right now.
Yeah, no, that's tough. It's embarrassing to bring in.
Well, it's tough because the ink is so expensive.
Yeah.
And the magenta is, it's already there.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to fight.
Wait, where'd you just go?
Where did you go?
Well, I just don't want to fight. I went
Okay.
into my little corner that prevents me from heckling or fighting.
Okay.
Sure. Are you
Like no, sometimes it's like there's just like not a lot of space, and so
feels like-
sometimes I just need like a little corner, and that's when I sort of go into it in my own mind.
Yeah.
Are you pissed at me for asking you to change my laundry? The aprons?
No,
You can just tell me.
no, I'm pissed at you because you kissed my boyfriend.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
This is vulnerable.
And I think it's time to discuss
And
this.
look, I didn't wanna bring this
weird
up.
dating.
And you guys kissed, and it
you know what?
honestly made me feel really weird.
Maybe now's the time to finally talk about what the group text has been saying because you keep saying it and you keep emphasizing it.
Which we don't know if you're asking questions about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just kind of saying like, "Wow," when
Yeah.
like it's like a painful
Haha,
thing going on.
wow.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I am
Let's talk about
kissing both the women in this house.
Yeah, and like we had never defined like I had always referred to you as my boyfriend.
Yes.
Like all 2 weeks that this has been going on,
Yeah.
I've
You've always referred to
you-
her as kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's like I'm willing to meet you where you're at, Like I don't want to interfere with anyone's process. I know you're reading a lot of plays right now, so I don't want to interfere with that.
Exactly.
And so
I'm really busy reading plays.
so I didn't want to like step on that. And so I would
Yes.
not want to inject a relationship when it's not welcome.
But I can tell you're upset because I'm seeing the drawings. The reason that you got out of the negative on your follower count is because I followed you. and I started seeing what you were up to, and I
Well-
started seeing that the drawings were showing that there is a little bit of trouble in paradise. And the romance that we have, the kisses we've been stealing in the kitchen, and of course my room, they are beginning to take its toll because there's something going on. And of course the kisses that we had as well.
Well, that was crazy because that was when I was working on that boat.
Yeah.
And somehow you found me, came up to me, and because we didn't kiss in the house.
Yeah,
We didn't kiss in a la Bookers.
Yeah.
And I think it just felt like I was sailing for these people. I was working so hard. The sailing hours are so different than the Sephora hours. And you showed up on the dock. And you said, listen, let's just do this. We've been dying to do this. And I was like, dying to do what? And there I am kissing him.
So you didn't know what he was talking. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to like do
No,
the math
no,
because you said we've been dying to do this and you didn't know what he was talking about.
And
So
then he kissed me, and then I was like, I have been dying to do this.
okay, so you realized after.
Yeah. And I think it was because, I mean, I just want to say it. I've been talking to you a lot about this.
Yeah, and we used to date, so it's really tough for me to hear this. If I'm
You
being
guys moved
vulnerable.
in the house as a couple.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
moved into the
and-
house
yeah.
with a couple.
And then we all like the rest of us came in via Facebook Marketplace.
That's why I
we
had to go
came
to
in
the
to buy a
bathroom.
couch, and then we just really enjoyed the vibe, and we started talking about acting.
Yeah,
And we
I think
said,
it's
where are we
sides.
taking this anyways?
You guys came in because you were going to buy the couch, and we had an episode of Broad City on.
Right, and we had previously lived together in a house, not dating. We
Yeah,
were in a couple, but
not
we lived in a
dating.
house with 25 other people.
Yeah. And so we're used to these communal, sort of intentional living spaces.
And we moved in and we broke up. I think the third day. It was
think it was
just it just wasn't
Third
working.
day, second day, fourth day, one of those days. And it was because we were learning how to move on because we were in a relationship with a third. We had dropped her, didn't realize that there was nothing there when we
Yeah.
dropped her.
Yeah, and so that's when I started getting into comedy.
And that's when
Right.
you started getting into iMovie.
Yeah, and that's what I got into comedy and iMovie.
And I couldn't compete with iMovie.
because
the
iMovie
day-
is so easy.
Yeah.
It's so much easier.
And the day that you learn to export your videos vertically, like I think that will change
I'm going
everything.
to. I just have to figure it out.
I'm
and
so excited for you. I feel like you're trying everything and you're learning so many things.
thank you. Yeah,
And
I'm
it's
just-
really amazing how you're going out here and you are working and
Yeah.
you are trying your
Thank you.
hardest and you are not closing your mind to anything.
No, I'm trying everything out here. I'm
Yeah.
really
Truly.
putting. I'm going to get.
You tried
work.
snails.
I tried
Yeah.
snails.
I think you
That
work
was
harder than
insane.
me. And that's someone who works for a pirate.
No, thank you.
Okay?
And it's great because I feel like we have very like a messy past history, but now this is kind of like a vulnerable space, so we can just be honest.
Yeah, and I'm fine to close this. I'm fine to like close the chapter or put a pin in it or just like accept, like this is your journey at the moment, and like while my drawings reflect that I'm upset, like I'm willing, like that is just like a beautiful gift of art for me to make.
Sure.
Yeah. Have you ever thought that maybe like the second you started drawing once we kissed, you got out of the negative follower count? Like once you followed
It's
the
true.
hurt,
And
and that's a lot.
It's pain.
I'm
It's
honestly
pain.
actually very
It's
grateful
pain.
for that because like a
Yeah,
lot
you're
of acting
welcome.
is tapping into
Yeah.
pain, and like I've never experienced pain like that before.
Yeah.
And so it's like you've given me the gift of becoming a way better actor.
And it's no problem. I'm happy to have done that for you.
Thank you so
And that's
much.
what the show's about: is friends doing things like that for each
Yeah,
other,
we gotta make this a show or a TikTok. One of the
Oh my
two.
God.
One of the two.
Or a
Wouldn't work as-
novel.
Wouldn't work as a play.
No, I don't.
It's
Wouldn't
too
work as a
lowbrow.
play.
Too dry.
Too dry.
Yeah, it's really crass.
Well, it feels like a good time to maybe segue. Are there other things? Like, I was gonna actually bring up like how awkward it is when somebody brings in a partner,
Yeah.
and somebody that they're interested in. I think
Scene
90% of that,
Talking
yeah,
about
a
scene
scene
partner?
partner. When somebody brings in a scene partner, somebody they're interested in the scene, it's really tough because we have to dedicate a corner of the room to scene work, and we have to dedicate a corner of the room to audition. But one of my favorite things we do at Casa de Booker is when somebody has an audition, we'll all sit down and you have to do the audition for us. So when somebody has a scene and a scene partner, you have to do the scene for us.
We do it
Yeah.
American Idol style.
I'm so nervous because I've never done it in front of you guys, and one day I will.
You have to.
So
you have
nervous.
to.
You know what
Yeah.
I've been trying to push. I want us to do the voice style, where if you like how the audition sounds, you turn around.
Yeah.
That's a really good way because I feel like acting is primarily sound.
We
Exactly.
could do that.
We should.
With all your skateboards.
Yeah. So
we can
there
all
was.
sit on them.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. We can turn around on a skateboard.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to turn.
well, we'll
The
pick it
wheels
up
don't
and
go,
then we'll
it's-
just
it's
sort
just
of
as difficult as a chair, I would say.
Yeah, I would say even more so.
I actually don't think so. I think if we put some pillows on top of the skateboard, we could turn.
I actually think what I'm saying is real.
I'd say one thing that we should stop, maybe not stop doing, I don't want to put that energy out, but maybe move away from, is doing self-tapes at the same time.
Yeah.
Because we only have 200 square feet, and like, so it's like, because that's not an audition, we don't really do them for each other, but like we have to figure out a time for us to do them.
It's a
at different
scheduling
times.
thing. It's
And
a scheduling thing.
I would like to acknowledge that I recognize that sometimes when you guys start doing self-tapes, I go, oh yeah, I forgot I have to do a self-tape, and I start doing mine really fast.
I have
Yeah.
noticed that.
And it feels like it comes out of nowhere and you're kind of making it up.
And
but-
sometimes
you
it
for giving
doesn't
us
sound
that.
real.
I'd be willing to discuss that behavior at the next house meeting.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
When can you guys do the next house meeting? When do you guys avail?
So I've got improv practice from 6 to 8 tonight. But
Okay.
after that, after Wings, then tomorrow I've got.
You're done at 6, or it starts
starts
at
at
6?
6, goes to 8, and then tomorrow I'm doing a commercial acting class from 12 to 3, and then I go into another improv practice with another team from 3 to 5, and then I do an open mic at the improv corner from 5 to 5:15.
So you can just say tomorrow's not going to work.
Well, I'm just giving you guys my availability, so we could do before that
When
or
we ask
after
for
that.
avails, it means like talk, like say the blocks of your
Yeah.
day.
I know.
Oh, do you?
Well, it's just because you're theater, and so
Yeah, you don't get asked for avails and stuff.
yeah, you just
I guess I get asked for openings. You're right.
yeah.
So sorry.
Okay, you're getting to that point where you are insufferable, and I just. Is it because I said you're
Let's
doing too much
label it.
K
Let's
with
label it.
45-year-olds?
Let's
Let's label it. I'm labeling it insufferable.
Well, let's talk about it. I mean,
Is it because your agent dropped you?
listen, I was at CAA. Okay, I had an agent. These
Which is
agents-
insane.
The agent saw me on an incredible night. I was doing Much Ado About Nothing.
Just the right amount of K.
High as
deepest
fuck off
K-hole.
a K.
Deepest K-hole I've ever been in. Couldn't claw my way out. And I walked out, and someone said something like noodle biscuit head, and I don't know what that was. I guess the next morning it was give me a call, because I had a business card. And I called him, and I said, what was this about? And they said, oh, I really like you. So he said, what else can you do? I said, what? Well, let's see. And that's kind of the last we ever spoke. And I never reached out to him again. He didn't reach out to me. And a year later, I received a letter, which is so artisan. You know, you can tell he really thought about me because he printed
Yeah.
something out. And it said, this was probably a bad arrangement. It never should have happened. And we are going to be terminating this contract. Because I signed a 2-year contract with them.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Is it
yes,
about
I'm
that?
a little pissy because of that. But listen, honestly, to be honest, and this might be a shock to you guys, I think I'm a little on edge lately, and I guess I'm a little quote unquote insufferable, as you might say, with your words, not mine. I am becoming insufferable because, and this is a vulnerable moment,
Of course.
I have actually never been somebody who has been romantically pursued by anyone before this house, and to have 2 girlfriends that I live with is
Yeah.
so overwhelming. I just have
It's
never.
just, I find it interesting that you labeled her a girlfriend.
Yeah,
Would you say that you hold truth in that label?
Yeah.
I would say I used it for convenience. That phrase just now. I would say I said girlfriend just to
Okay.
kind of speak
Okay.
I find that
eloquently.
interesting that you're trying to like bust through this, because you can take this and you can hold this space. You can go fast. You can take your time.
What I do know is that we are kissing, and I know that we are also kissing. And so,
And this is something that we're going to have to work out at the next house
Absolutely.
meeting.
What I
Exclamation
know
point.
is that we're kissing,
yeah.
and that you guys are kissing. Are you currently kissing? Like, are you guys still kissing?
Heart.
Well, we were until I saw you kissing.
So you guys haven't kissed since we kissed.
No.
Heart.
I have offered the kiss, and she hasn't opened. She
Wait,
hasn't
this is
received
new
it.
to me.
Right.
This
And
is
this
new
is
to
and
me.
this
All
is
she has to do
me.
is receive it and
Stands there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't pull
Basically-
away because I would like the kiss, but I need to convey the message to you that I am upset.
Okay, this is
so
good for me to
that's
hear.
why I
Yeah.
fish kiss.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I didn't know
It's a
this.
fish kiss.
Thumbs up.
It's a fish kiss. Amanda Seyfried does it in movies. That's why we learned it.
You know what? I sometimes I think that maybe I'll just say it. Maybe if we're all kissing, we shouldn't be living together.
We're not all kissing.
Yeah,
We're-
nobody's kissing.
So who's
me.
kissing?
I would love to be kissed. I've been trying to pursue anybody in this house for a while now. I'm not over our breakup. I just would love.
Literally,
And this
we
is-
broke up
I-
because you became obsessed with iMovie. I
I
never
just-
saw you.
It was so user friendly. You don't have to put it. You could just add things to the timeline, and it figures itself out.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in its petty pace from day,
Day
to
to day.
And all our yesterdays.
Days are lighted fools on the way to
It's
dusty
just a
death.
dusty out brief
the
candle.
candle.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Life's but a
No.
poor player.
Barf's but a walking shadow,
No,
a mere
no.
fool who
Who
struts and
Just
frets
frets
his hour
his
upon
hour
the
on the
stage.
stage.
Yes.
Let us heard no more.
And-
Yeah.
This is a tale told by an idiot.
Remember, I learned
By
all these
Sound and
lines
Fu-
on ketamine.
Full
I
of
learned them
Sound
all
and
on
Fury.
ketamine.
I know, noodle biscuit. What does that
Little
mean? to
noodle
you?
biscuit head.
Oh, that's from Noises
everything-
Off.
That's,
No, I think that's Mamma Mia.
Well, should we end on maybe some advice to give to other actors who live together?
That's a really good idea.
That's really good.
I would say listen to each other's ideas and give feedback. I talked about a script that I was working on,
Liar. Sorry,
and
I just heckled you.
you're right. And you're right. And I accept that because I wasn't actually working on that script. I was just thinking about it.
Okay. And this is why heckling is so healthy. Look at how you just admitted that.
Yeah. And
heckling
this
is
is
healthy.
heckling is healthy. So, listen to each other and heckle when necessary because people need to be collected sometimes. And that'll make you closer to the truth.
Yes.
I think I'd say you can live anywhere if you're always working. So never worry if the bathroom isn't big enough or your roommates, it's a toxic environment. It's okay if you put your head down and you go to work. I think people don't work anymore. Just go to work. I think it's really important. And I think don't be scared if the thing you love most, acting, seems far away. And then I would say also just like the people you hang out with are the people that reflect who you are. That's
Yeah.
really important.
I would say you need to set a clear rule on just because you have a self-tape for something doesn't mean you can use food in the fridge. If it's labeled specifically by a person, a self-tape is not some magical reason that you get to eat my bread.
Well,
because
if
you
you're
have to do a
if your
bite and like.
method, it's different. Like obviously, I think.
I would say if you are method and someone's being method, it needs to be
Just thumbs up,
disclosed in the
thumbs up.
agreement. You need to put it in thank you.
Well, yeah, of course.
I don't know if
Text
that-
the group chat when you're
Yeah.
being method.
You just need to give everyone
And
a
that's
heads up
literally
if
what
you're
she
being
did. She said my commercial is for Sarah J. Bread.
Sarah J. Bread.
Sarah J. Bread,
It
a
was literally
competitor
for
of Sarah
Sarah-
Lee, and
Whoops. It was for Sarah J. Bread. And you had Sarah J. Bread. She needed to use it.
Sure, but I was making...
because I was method, I wasn't thinking straight. You
I'm
know,
sorry.
all I was
Yeah.
thinking of was I was a woman
Sarah
who
J.
needed to feed Sarah J. Bread to her family.
I'm sorry. I'm hashtag with her.
Well, are you guys kissing?
We're all straight, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're all straight,
Tragically.
and I wish I wasn't.
Ugh, it would be so fun to be queer.
It would be so. I have so many girl
Ugh,
crushes on
I
so
wish
many
I
yeah.
was
people.
queer.
Yeah.
Ugh, I think Ryan Gosling is so hot. I wish I could fuck him.
My dad is sick. He's dying. Sorry, we were improvising. I thought it was a fun improv moment.
No, I was being real.
Yeah, we actually, and we don't know how to get there with you.
What's your advice? We don't know how to get there.
What does that mean? What does
I
that
mean, you and your improv friends, you spend so much time together coming up with like the hilarious things. Like you just
Yeah.
said that, and I can't compete anymore.
Yeah.
Like what you just said, it felt like I was looking up at someone talking on the top of a house.
Yeah.
We don't know how to get there with
this
you.
is good heckling. Yeah,
How
this is good.
do I get there? No clue.
How do
Yeah,
I get
no
there?
clue.
Unless I take a class.
Yeah, so my advice would be just, live with people you love and people that love you and people that support you on your journey and your dream. And that's that would be great. That's it. You do that. And if you're ever in a situation where you're living with 3 people that are all hooking up, just stay out of the group chat. Just keep it to reactions only. So
You're the best one of us.
You really are. I think you'll be the most famous.
Well, my dad is Steven Spielberg, so
Yeah.
So why do you live in a half room? Don't you?
A fire pit.
You live in a fire pit.
my dad doesn't give me any money, so I have to make it on my own.
That's so cool that your dad is Steven Spielberg.
Yeah,
by the way.
nobody's ever asked.
Well,
You
I
guys
guess
have
we've
not
never
asked me
Hey,
one
can you tell me
question
more?
gone
ever.
around.
Yeah.
But what about more about this improv? Because do you have shows? I'd love to come see your shows.
You should definitely bring your dad over, and maybe he should come see Crazy K's or
That
whatever.
would be awesome. It's called The Case of Thing.
The Case of
And
Thing?
Yeah, you guys have never ever asked my history or who I am.
Does
or
your
anything
dad
like
maybe
that,
need
but-
some like telephone lining done? Or
If
anything?
if your dad, I'm actually looking for someone to be a reader for a self tape. If your dad was available,
That would actually be really fun.
Oh my gosh! And can you imagine if Steven Spielberg saw you on a self-tape?
Yeah.
He would say, "I want this for myself."
That actually
Yeah.
such a good way to get somebody to watch you is ask them to be your reader.
yeah,
So that's
that's
the advice.
That's
That's the advice.
advice.
really good advice.
If you know that someone's famous, ask them to be your self-tape reader right now.
so that they can see, so that they can see.
wow.
Okay, does anybody need? If anybody wants to get a burger, claim it now because I'm about to go method for this Carl's Jr. thing.
Oh God, our fridge full of burgers is about to go away.
Our 30 burgers. That's all we eat. This has been Artist on Artist on Artist on Artist. Answer the question now. That's why they call it show business. Good night. Now we just talk, right?
Well, yeah.
Let's just.
All right, guys.
I'm going to my bed.
I love you guys so much.
This is so great. I'm just gonna go to my fire pit if that's all right with everybody.
Will you send me the iMovie thing for my grandmother's
Yeah.
birthday?
No, totally. I'll
Thank you.
totally do that.
Thank you so much.
Can you guys keep it down, please?
Yeah. Popular. You're gonna be popular.
I'm going to need silence.
Hey, you sleep weird.
Okay, enough of the heckling.
Hey, my wife's pussy is that.
We're not heckling sleep. We're not heckling sleep.
I'm going to eat a burger.
It was a song the whole time.
I'm gonna eat a burger. She threw up a song.
Hey, if you enjoy listening to our podcast or watching it, we have a Patreon where we get together and we have a lot of fun with you, our friends and our fans.
Come join the party. Dip your toe in or jump right in.
He won't be doing that. He won't be doing that. And I hope he never does that again. Artist on Artist on Artist on Artist Patreon. Go there. We have to help him. I have to go. Let it out, buddy.
Artist on Artist on Artist on Artist is an improvised Hollywood Roundtable podcast created and performed and produced by Kylie Brakeman, Jeremy Colhane, Angela Giratana, and Patrick McDonald. Music is by Gabriel Ponton. The opinions expressed on this podcast do not reflect the opinions of anyone who works on it, not even the performers, because this is an improvised podcast and we're stupid. Full video versions of AOAOAOA are available on YouTube, so please like and subscribe and leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Good night, Hollywood.